Now, this is a video that I've been thinking about making for a good, solid amount of months now, but it's something that I haven't really gotten towards doing because I don't know what exactly it is I want to say. And the reason for that is because I don't necessarily believe that my stance on this is going to be the most publicly accepted. So hear me out on this. In this video, we're going to be talking about Bowen Byram, a player who, as a Vancouver boy myself, has really established a stock for him in this upcoming 2019 NHL Entry Draft. Bowen Byram is a defenseman playing for the Vancouver Giants. He was born in June of 2001, 6'1", 192 pounds. He's a body who's totally able to tango at the NHL level just based off of his physique alone. He's 17 years old and playing in the WHL, where he's at a good 12 points in 14 games for the Giants thus far, with 5 of those points being goals. Last season playing for the Giants, Byram got himself 27 points in 60 games, and a lot of people were really hyping him up because, whoa, this 16-year-old defenseman just came into Vancouver. He totally switched things upon its head, and he's great. This guy's going to be a great talent, and rightfully so, because the Cranbrook, BC native is ranked number 5 by HockeyProspect.com as the first defenseman, by the way, and number 4 by Future Considerations, also the first defenseman. Bowen Byram is arguably the best defenseman in the draft, and there are a few other names that have really popped up in that conversation. Some guys have Matthew Robertson going very high, potentially challenging for that spot. Some people are talking about Anthony Honka in that light, and others are talking about Philip Broberg, who really established himself at the Hlinka Gretzky Memorial Cup. But Bowen Byram is a player who has been talked about in this conversation spanning back to the last year, honestly. Like, I've been hearing Byram's name for so long now that basically everybody who follows hockey and the prospects in this city, we all know of this guy and we all are aware of the talent he possesses. Byram has been labeled as an elite player since he was 12, 13, 14 years of age, working with some of his younger coaches with the Lethbridge Golden Hawks in Bantam AAA. He was always a figure of talent. As a defenseman, Bowen Byram is a player who, in my opinion, his best strength is his vision. And it's not just that that's really good for him. I mean, he's got a lot of other good traits too, but his vision is the strongest thing here. Because Byram as a player is so good at breaking the puck out, whether that be with a breakout pass or with a wheel of his own where he takes it, drives it up the side, drives it up the middle, over the Vancouver zone, into the neutral zone, and into the offensive zone. He's really good at finding the puck and breaking it into the zone. He does that phenomenally, and he has been doing that his whole career. But other than that, though, Byram has talked about how his game is the two-way game and how he wants to be the best player out there in his own zone, in the offensive zone, and in the neutral zone. Byram is a player who wants to succeed and really wants to do the best that he can in being a productive hockey defenseman. He's shown that off in the past year, which is why he's in the position that he is now, ranked as a potential top 5 prospect, arguably the best defenseman in the entire draft. In an interview with the DailyHive's Yannick Bachler, Bowen Byram says, and I quote, "I want to be the best in the world." This article that I read that quote off of, the title of it is Giants defenseman Bowen Byram is one of the top prospects in the world, and just from the sheer fact that he's being ranked really high, potential top 5 pick and everything, that literally means that he's one of the best prospects in the world, because the NHL draft, we take guys worldwide. So Byram is in a position where his work ethic is certainly in the right place. He's just been competing. His Vancouver Giants coach has nothing but good things to say about him, and it really shows just the progress that he's made. Considering the fact that the Vancouver Giants don't necessarily have a D-core that's all too experienced. They have a lot of 18-year-olds, a few 17s, a few 19s. Dylan Plouffe, who was invited to the Vancouver Canucks Summer Showcase August thing against the Winnipeg Jets, he's on this team too. He didn't make the Canucks, he's on the Giants right now. And Byram is leading the charge. In terms of total points, Byram is second in team scoring as a defenseman. In regards to the rest of the league, he's sixth in total defenseman points. The guys who are older than him, well, some of these guys you might recognize. Ty Smith, drafted in the first round of the 2018 draft. Alexander Alexiev, drafted with the last pick of the first round of the NHL Entry Draft. Caitlin Addison also drafted there too. Sergei Sapego is over here. He's 19 years old. And Dawson Davidson, who is leading the WHL in defenseman points, is 20. So Bowen Byram is legitimately already one of the best defensemen in the WHL today. His work ethic, defensive zone pressure, offensive visioning, ability to create offense, it's all fantastic, it's all there, and it all contributes into this fantastic player that everybody is expecting to get drafted in the 2019 NHL Entry Draft, projectedly in the top 10. I'm just gonna be safe, let's say top 10. Now, a lot of Canucks fans are thinking that we should get Bowen Byram, and I know that's a really commonly shared opinion. A lot of people have been saying that for the past year. I totally understand why, but in my opinion, I don't know if this is necessarily the route that I would like to go, and this is kind of why I've been holding off on this video for so long, because Bowen Byram is everything that a good defenseman should be in regards to offensive capabilities, defensive capabilities, two-way game, all of that. But do we really feel comfortable with getting a Bowen Byram, who is a left-handed D-man, by the way, and stocking up our left side? I mean, unless somebody is willing to transition from the left side to the right side, our left side in the future would foreseeably be Quinn Hughes, Bowen Byram, and Olli Juolevi. And that sounds amazing. But to me, I don't know if I'd necessarily want to have Juolevi playing third pairing minutes. And I know a lot of people might say, wow, you're actually ridiculous. Why are you saying that you wouldn't want Byram just because we have a lot of good players who are already in his position? Why don't you just take Byram if he's really that freaking good? And I understand that point of view too. But to me, it's just, if we have the opportunities to take anybody else who fills a different positional need, then I'd be okay with that too. With that being established though, I'm not saying I'd be pissed off if we got Byram. It's just that in my opinion, there would be a few other needs that could be fulfilled by getting somebody else. Because, let's say for the right D, for example, who are the better right Ds that we have that are going to be a part of this team in the future? You could say Stetcher. Okay, he's probably got a top 6, top 4 ceiling. What about Jet Wu? Oh yeah, he's pretty good too. But other than that, there aren't really any other players who are like standouts for sure, NHLers, top 4, whatever. You could say like Jolin Chatfield, but I don't really know about that. And so, unless Bowen Byram or Quinn Hughes is able to switch over to that right side, I mean, Quinn would be amazing on that right side, don't you think? That left shot for the offensive D-man on the right side? Oh, that sounds so great, but I digress. Bowen Byram doesn't necessarily fulfill a need that we particularly have right now. I know you could say that the Vancouver Canucks are a team that, I mean, we have centers, we got Horvat, we got Pettersson, we got right wingers and Vertanen and Besser, we got left wingers too, and like Sven Berchi, right, and Jona Gadjevich. We could totally fill up on our needs depending on how the draft goes down the line. But a lot of people do have that perspective that, hey, if you're drafting in the top 5, take the best player available. If it's Bowen Byram, then take him. I get that. I totally get that. And it's not me saying that I'd be pissed off if we got Byram. It's just that I would be okay if we didn't get him. I guess that's a better way to put it. Because I know that a lot of people love Bowen Byram, and don't get me wrong, I love him too. I think he's going to be a great defender in the NHL, definitely has top 2 elite potential, but I just don't know if it's something that I particularly want for this team at this time. Byram as a player probably has like a 40-50 point ceiling while also being a great two-way guy. That is solid, and there's a reason he's so highly touted, and he has been for the past like year. I already mentioned it. Bowen Byram was a name that a lot of my friends in high school would toss around all the time. Just, hey, that Vancouver Giants guy, you know, he's pretty good, 16 years old, he's gonna get drafted when? I'm like, yeah, 2019. Oh, what's his name? Bowen Byram. Oh yeah, Bowen Byram, I hear his name all the time. Byram is a beast, guys. Don't keep your eyes off of Byram. just under a point per game in the WHL as a D-man in his draft year. That's great. And just the stock that he's built himself up for the past few years certainly is a force to be reckoned with. Hope you guys enjoyed this video for Blessing _Gaming, and bye.